Alright guys, today we're doing some old school NF with his album Mansion, particularly his song Mansion. It's a super deep song, it's super worth hearing about, and you guys should totally listen to it. Let me explain. Hey everybody, I'm Clifford Stummy, the pop song professor, and welcome to my channel where we make English class awesome by explaining and sometimes roasting song lyrics on school days. And today we're talking about Mansion by NF. This is part of a weekly series that we're doing for the next few weeks. Come back every Monday to hear another song by NF explained or some other special video. There's a link in the description to the rest of my NF videos as well. And do not forget to sign up for the How to Write Lyrics Like NF course that we are currently putting together. You can right now get early bird pricing. The course will be released on April 1st, but you gotta sign up now. There are gonna be 10 lessons. We're gonna be talking about how to rap angry without cussing. We're gonna be talking about how to tell stories like NF. We're gonna be talking about how to be personal and relatable like him, how to use his different types of favorite rhyme schemes, all sorts of really good stuff. But you do have to sign up ASAP for that. The course will be going live on April 1st. No, this is not an April's Fool's joke, but the course also contains writing prompts to help you get started and a cool Discord community where you can share the results of the prompts with your virtual classmates. But don't wait, sign up quickly. It'll be worth it, I promise. So first off, we hear Flurry singing, "Insidious is blind inception. What's reality with all these questions? Feels like I missed my alarm and slept in. That first line is probably the most complicated line that I've ever heard in an NF song and in many other songs, but the word insidious means like a slow or gradual decline of something. Blind, we can't see, we're not paying attention, and then inception is the beginning of something. So this slow, gradual decline is maybe something that we don't know, or we don't know where we're going as we decline, and this is the beginning of it, and it's kind of led to this point. What is reality with all these questions? That's what we want to know, and that's what we're gonna jump into as he gets into the verses. But before we get there, Flurry continues, broken legs, but I chase perfection, a common affliction for humans. These walls are my blank expression, my mind is a home I'm trapped in, and it's lonely inside this mansion. With this, she prefaces the entire concept of the song, where NF is gonna be rapping about this home or mansion that has his lyrics or his thoughts scribbled all over the walls as it gives us a tour of what's inside each room and the different struggles or pieces of his history that have helped make him who he is, focusing mainly on the negative aspects. Thus the broken legs as we try to chase perfection. So NF starts rapping, yo, my mind is a house with walls covered in lyrics. They're all over the place. There's songs in the mirrors written all over the floors, all over the chairs. This is him echoing the preface that Flurry gave. He continues, physically abused. Now that's the room that I don't want to be in. That picture ain't blurry at all. I just don't want to see it. So there's a room in his house that is his experience with having been physically abused. And he gives a lot of description of that, though not too much for a song. And kind of talks about his feelings surrounding that. That's one of these rooms, and it's a really dark place for him. I gotta thank you for this anger that I carry around. Wish I could take a match and burn this whole room to the ground. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna burn this room right now. Somehow this memory, for some reason, just won't burn down. This is probably referring to the person who abused NF physically as a child, who was probably his mother's boyfriend, but I don't have conclusive evidence of that. He continues on, yo, my mind is a house with walls covered in pain. See, my problem is I don't fix things, I just try to repaint, covering up like it never happened. Say, I wish I could change. And this is a lot about repression. It's something that I can empathize with for sure, and there's probably other people out there where we say instead of trying to deal with the issues and acknowledge the emotions and come to a healthy healing, it's just so much easier sometimes to say, I'm just gonna try really hard not to think about that and just to go do something else. And that never works. Things always keep coming back up, as evidenced by Nate rapping this song. I look around, one of the worst things I wrote on these walls was the moment I realized that I was losing my mom. One of the first things I wrote was I wish I would have called. He's historically had a really bad relationship with his mom. You can see it in a lot of his songs. And at the time that he felt like he was beginning to lose her, he still felt guilty, like he should have done more and spent more time with her. And I regret watching these trust issues eat me alive, and at the rate I'm going, they'll probably still be there when I die. Now he has been married since he wrote this song, but I'm sure that trust issues are still a huge part of that relationship, and it's something that he'll probably have to deal with forever, something he acknowledges here. So this part of my house, no one's been in it for years. I built a safe room and I don't let no one in there, because if I do, there's a chance that they might disappear and not come back, and I admit I'm emotionally scared. which is a really interesting thing for NF to say because this whole song is him revealing stuff that he struggled with. Now, he's not getting super specific or graphic about a lot of this, and there's probably things he hasn't shared with people, but it makes it seem like this song is an attempt for him to try to open that door to that room and to, in a small way, let a lot of people in, which for some people might feel just as invasive as letting one person in really close, even though I think generally that second one's gonna be a lot more difficult. I know it would be for me. I'm trapped here. God keeps saying I'm not locked in. I chose this. I'm lost in my own conscience. A lot of people ask if NF is a Christian, and he is, though I would say from a lot of what I've seen, he's not a Christian artist per se. He's more of just an artist who is a Christian, and we can see him acknowledging God here. He knows that like he could step out of this house, but he doesn't really feel like he has the strength to do it. Continuing on, he raps, I know that shutting the world out ain't solving the problem, but I didn't build this house because I thought it would solve them. I built it because I thought it was safer in there. And that kind of goes back to the repression or the building up of safety around you instead of being willing to trust others. And so instead of coming into contact with these problems and asking for help from other people, he's just built this like creepy dark mansion on a hill where he sits by himself and kind of stews and suffers in this emotional distress. And then near the end of verse 3 we hear, fear came to my house years ago, I let him in. Maybe that's the problem because I've been dealing with this ever since. I thought that he would leave, but it's obvious he never did. He must have picked a room and got comfortable and settled in. Some really awesome rhythm and rhymes there. So speaking to these lyrics here, I can definitely empathize with this because I think for a lot of us, fear is the impetus or it is the cause of a lot of the ways that we're unhappy or a lot of the things that we do wrong or ways we hurt other people. Fear is something that causes us to act prideful or to act vain because we feel insecure, and so we try to overcompensate, maybe by taking our fear out on other people or our insecurity out on other people. Fear definitely causes a ton of unhappiness internally. Like fear of being alone, fear of being hurt, fear of not being good enough. Like, I could go on with the list, and probably as I'm giving this list, everybody who's watching this video at some point or another will be like, yep, that one's mine. And I think that a lot of the things that we do wrong can be tracked back to those. Maybe I have a fear that I won't be able to control things, so I figure if I can control other people, then maybe I'll feel a little bit more like I can control myself. And that fear is not an excuse for doing the wrong thing, but I think NF is identifying that a lot of the problems that he's listed in the other verses come because he's let fear take a place in his home. And he wraps this all up by saying, is that me or the fear talking? I don't know anymore. And so it really does kind of finalize it with, yeah, fear is a part of who I am, I'm struggling with it, and he doesn't give a solution. Which is not very encouraging, but it's really nice to hear somebody who is at least not afraid to be honest. Guys, check out these videos about NF and don't forget to sign up for the How to Write Lyrics Like NF course. Get that early bird pricing. I promise you will not be sorry that you did it if you are a lyric writer and if you like NF. Talk to you next time.